This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Part of the Crew. I'm Kelly Sutton. If you haven't seen me in a while, I've been gone.
Welcome back, me.
Welcome back to me. You were gone before, so I feel like we were ships in the night. You were gone on fall break, and then I left.
It's been about 3 weeks since we have seen each other.
Yeah.
So, hi.
You look great.
Thank you.
You look a little like a year older.
And thank you for that. Yes.
Just because you had a birthday.
The good news is I feel much older than that. I did. I celebrated my birthday at the Grand Ole Opry.
What a great place to celebrate.
We had cake.
Yeah.
Had cake. Opry Dan Rogers made me a apple pie.
Oh, my. Okay.
Apple pie's left. There's very little apple pie left.
Okay.
And Renee's had more than her share of slices of it already.
I don't think I would say that on television or radio if I were you.
It's been a matter of consternation in our home.
Great. Okay.
Yes.
Well, Charlie Mattos is here. Annie Nye is with us. Annie and I have had none of the apple pie, nor has Jeff Roberts in Master Control. So, all right, we're feeling a little left out, but that's okay.
All right.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Did you do anything super fun? I mean, you were at the Opry, you were working on your birthday. Did you schedule a dinner the night before?
No, that was the fun. We just had really good pizza. That's what I wanted. I'm pretty simple, but it was cool being at the Opry. I love that I love when you celebrate something nice at the Opry. I love Christmas at the Opry. Mm-hmm. You know, the holidays at the Opry are always great. My birthday was great. So,
that's great.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of Christmas shows at the Opry, by the way. So if you're looking for something to get into, you want to buy some tickets, there's a lot of dates that are available and even more coming up. Hey, coming up on the show this morning, very excited, Jet Jurgensmeyer is here.
Yeah.
We go way back. I've known him for many, many years. He has a new album that's out.
He has not been with us for many, many years.
I'm racking my brain. I want to say he was maybe 7.
Yeah. Voiceover work, right?
No, we were in a movie together.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. How funny is that? Out of nowhere. Guess what I played?
Do you have your own?
A reporter.
Do you have your own IMDb?
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to go search this. I didn't realize that.
Okay, wait. But don't search it because there is a title that's on there that's incorrect and I cannot get it removed. I will tell you about that later. That's a great tease I'll tell you about later because it's embarrassing and I don't know how to get it off there.
Oh, now I really want to know what it is.
Okay, well, you'll find out. So
right.
Stay tuned. Jet's with us. He's going to talk about his new album coming up in just a little bit. Plus, we have amazing stories to talk about with our entertainment headlines because the Country Music Hall of Fame welcomed 3 new members last night. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame welcomed members as well over the weekend, and we have a country connection. So all of that and much more. Plus, it's Back to the Future Day. So happy Back to the Future Day. We'll play a little bit of that coming up in just a few.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Welcome back, everybody. Coffee, Country, and Cody. We are live inside the A-Cuff studio here on the Opry Plaza. And Jet Jurgensmeyer just walked through the door. Welcome to the new home.
This is crazy. This is wild.
Fun?
It's surreal being here, sitting on this wood. This is interesting.
I know. I told you. I said this is the wood from the Ryman, and your eyes kind of got big.
I got so excited. I missed the old studio, but I like the new one.
Oh, we're happy that you're here. This is a full circle moment, and for people who have been watching us and are familiar with you, then they know some of your history. Our history. How old were you? 7, 8, 9?
Somewhere around there. I'll be 20 next month.
Okay.
So, you know.
Hello. I
Time
feel so
flies, I
old
guess.
Right now.
Well, when teasing you were coming, Kelly said, and I've known Jet for years. I'm like, Jet's not been around that many years. So
I know.
How could you have known him?
But we've really known each other well over a decade.
Yes,
so
easily.
That's wild.
We're in like a small movie together years ago, and then I just became friends with your mom and your family, and I've been keeping track, and you have done so many things. I mean, from voiceover acting to being, on Fox and Last Man Standing and being in movies and doing music. Now you're at Belmont.
Yes, ma'am.
Was that a big decision to make? Because let's be real. I mean, there are a lot of people that are like, hey, I'm killing it out here. I'm doing all the things I need to do. I don't need to go to college.
It was more of a decision than I think some of my family would have liked for it to be because, a lot of my family really wanted me to go to college, and then a lot of my family wanted me to just full on pursue my career.
Yeah.
My grandfather was the one that wanted me to go to college. And then afterwards he was like, well, Jet's doing some pretty cool things. Maybe he didn't need to go. But I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. It's challenging. It keeps me out of trouble when I'm not on the road or not on stage. So I actually like school. I don't find it that terrible.
Well, and the key is one does not exclude you from doing the other. I mean, you can still do a lot of cool stuff and go to school.
100%. My entire life, I've grown up working and doing school and balancing that. And Belmont's really good about being pretty, I guess chill is the word, with me being gone for work. As long as, I say, I'm a Belmont University student, they're pretty all right with it.
They're used to people having to go do things.
Absolutely. Yes, they are.
So what have you been learning at Belmont that you never thought you would need to know? Because
macroeconomics. Oh my goodness. Macroeconomics last semester. I don't know how I got an A in that class. I hated that class. Oh, 100%. Belmont's the only school in the country where if you go for music business, you graduate with a business degree. It's not a bachelor's of arts or anything. So I'm a business major, essentially, with a couple classes that are about the music industry.
Right.
So I've got to take far more math and numbers classes and Excel classes than I would prefer. I'd much rather sit in a room and get to write songs every day, but it's all right. My dad swears that it'll be valuable to learn. So he's like, you need to know how to read an Excel spreadsheet. I'm like, I will pay somebody to do that. That is what I will do. Let me just tell
you, but here's the thing. It's called the music business.
Exactly.
For a reason.
Yes, there is a reason.
And the people that understand the business are the ones that do incredibly well.
That's why I chose that degree. I didn't want to go to school for something that I already did as a career or already understood. So I want to learn the other side of the business, things that will help me in contracts and what have you.
I also have to imagine being at Belmont, you found a group of people who are like-minded that you probably have never been around before.
Absolutely. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, the melting pot of people. So you become friends with people you never thought you'd be friends with. But then, finding those your little niche crowd that you want to spend time with, that's been really, really cool, especially being an only child.
Yeah.
Having close friends that are like siblings, that's really cool. And I've found that.
Well, and to see people that are as passionate about their careers as you are, and that's hard to find.
Absolutely. Finding the people that are very driven and, they are on a good regiment that keeps them working constantly. That is something that I appreciate. And so I love surrounding myself with those kinds of people.
We are the onlies this morning.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. We're not only are we only children, but
Let's go.
We gotta do the picture.
The picture. Wait.
Yeah. We are only children raising only children.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Got to keep that tradition alive.
That's right.
All right. I'll keep that. My parents are over there, so they might not like me talking about that. Don't worry, Mom.
So let's talk about this new album. Congratulations,
Thank you
by the way.
so much.
You wrote all the 11 tracks?
I did. That was, that's really important for me. If I'm on stage, essentially selling these stories to an audience, it has to be something that I've been through or am going through. And that's what we did. That's how we wrote the entire album. And it's so cool.
The Ride Phase 2.
Yes,
Tell
ma'am.
us about what was going into the process of making this. Was it one full book and you were dividing it into chapters, or were all the stories just different parts of you?
All the stories were different parts of me. It's really why it's called The Ride, is because a lot of these songs were written basically as soon as my previous album was done. I started writing this one. They were written over the very formidable years of being a teenager.
Oh, okay.
And so,
there's a deep well there.
Exactly. That's why it's called The Ride. Because you can listen to a song like Falling 2 or All I Need, and then you can go and listen to Ruin This Town. You really get the full-on ride of the story, if you will. And so I wanted to write the songs that were the most relatable to me, because if they're relatable to me, then the audience can get to know me, and there should be at least one song on the album that you can put yourself in my shoes and relate to. There's 11 of them, so take your pick.
I like that. When you are performing, which ones, and I know this one is new, but like from the first album, Phase 1, Discover, which were those songs that were connecting and you were seeing it happen in real time?
Oh my goodness, the heartbreak songs. Everybody loves a good heartbreak song. Man, you take a song like Ruin This Town or Roots. When Erica and I wrote Roots, we were really in that Zach Bryan era of wanting to write that kind of like country Western rock song.
Yeah.
And that came out in Ruin This Town as well. Erica and I wrote that with our friend Alexis. And those songs really seem to get people going. Is that the word that we can use? I think those are the right words. People seem to really like those. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with a nice kind of Billy Joel-esque on All I Need. So those kind of songs really pull out different emotions as well.
It worked well for Billy Joel.
It did.
You know, it did. I think he's gonna make it.
We're gonna play it right now.
Alrighty.
Give us the backstory real quick on All I Need.
Absolutely. So I wrote this with my friends Benjamin and Vincent, and they sat down. They had this cool melody, and I actually, right before the write, we were on the way. I was like, I got no ideas for this, which you'll hear is a very common story for me with writing. Very unprepared. And I was like, and I ended up having the first line of the chorus in my notes on my phone right before I walked into the write. And they had no lyrics for the chorus. And so I brought that to them. And what do you know? We wrote this awesome song.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
He's hanging out with us before he goes to do one of the plaza parties this weekend on the 26th. He's going to be right out here outside of our studio playing before the Grand Ole Opry show. It's Jet Jurgensmeyer with a new album. That's going to be super fun.
I'm excited. I'm nervous, which I don't usually get nervous before shows. I'm nervous. This is my hometown. You know, I'm playing outside the Opry. It's scary.
It is a little nerve-wracking. Oh, you know what? I completely, you're probably going to kill me, but I completely forgot. You did all of the ads when you were a kid for Opryland.
I did.
That's the cutest thing ever.
I was like the face of the Gaylord hotels. We went to all of them that they had at the time, and I did commercials. You know, the ice exhibits that we do every year.
Love it.
Shrek, I'll never forget that. We had Shrek
Yes.
ice exhibit. Yep, I was doing all that stuff. It was super cool.
funny.
It was a lot of fun. I got to travel around.
So this is you're just still part of the family. That's what's happening.
I guess, you know,
Yeah.
they're having me back, so I guess.
They're like, hey, you remember Jet?
I'll take it.
playing. He's going to be out here on the plaza party. So we were just talking about this new album that you put out. So make sure that you guys go and get it. It's The Ride Phase 2, available now.
Available now.
And then you also have new stuff that's not even out yet. You're teasing ahead. I'm like, wow, this still has the new album smell, but something's coming out November 8th?
Yes, ma'am. November 8th, I've got a new song I wrote with my friends Aaron Rosing and Caroline Woodfill. It was our first time writing together, and we wrote what is happening to be my next song I'm putting out.
What was happening in the room that day? You said it was your first write together, which I think is so intimidating. For people that don't do this for a living, you're basically walking in like it is a first impression, first date. Hi, how are you? Let's write a song together.
Absolutely first date vibes. You know, it was none of us had ever met each other. We didn't know of one another. Of all times, I said earlier that I am never prepared going into a write. I was prepared this day, and I had basically that entire first verse written. And I was like, I tried to write it by myself, never could. And it just kind of felt right. You know, Aaron and Caroline played some stuff that they'd written. I played a couple things that I'd written just so we can kind of get to know one another. You testing the waters, feeling it out. And I was like, shoot, what the heck? I'll throw this idea out and see what they think. And Aaron loved it, and Caroline, you know, in her Texas accent was like, man, I never write love songs. Let's do it. I always write those crazy heartbreak songs and the crazy girl songs. I was like, all right, well, let's write this.
Oh.
And now here we are.
It had to be interesting, too, to have two females in the room.
Yeah. So it was really interesting. Caroline kind of she did what she did, but it was a lot of fun. It was really cool, and now, you know, here we are. And it's my next single.
You know, this could be kind of a goofy comparison, but songwriting is a little bit like doing a crossword. Like some people can start it but not finish it.
Right.
Others are the ones who come in and give you the last two answers. You know?
Absolutely. I'm more of a Sudoku guy, but yes, I get that. I get it. Okay. I get the comparison. Absolutely.
You know, it's funny. You referenced Billy Joel earlier with All I Need. I heard an interview with him one time, and the interviewer complimented him on. They said, "I mean, I love your songwriting, but you have the most beautiful and intricate bridges to all your songs." And he goes, you know, it's funny you say that because I have a box of bridges. I've written tons of bridges that don't fit songs, but I know they'll fit another song. So I have an arsenal of bridges hanging around in case I ever need them.
That's crazy. I've heard of some people doing that with like choruses. Like Ryan Tedder is a big guy that does that. Mm-hmm. And I think it's amazing when people can do that. am never that prepared. So I never have that many bridges. I'd never write bridges. And we wrote Found You, and I was like, man, it'd be pretty cool if you kind of tied the end of that chorus into Found You and something, 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 something. And Aaron was like, oh, yeah, that would be kind of cool. And Caroline was like, well, shoot, let's go for it. We all never write bridges, so we put ourselves out there.
Billy would have reached in his box of bridges.
I'm going to start writing bridges now. When I'm writing in the car, you have your phone up, recording a voice memo. It's a terrible idea. They say don't text and drive. Don't record and drive.
That's right.
I do that so often. It's a terrible idea. Don't do it. I'm going to start doing that with bridges now.
Well, the ride phase 2. And then Bridges Phase 3. I don't know.
There you go. Bridges Phase 3. We've already named the next one. It's out there. I'll give you writer credit on it.
Please do. I love that. I'm so proud of you and for you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
He's going to be at our Opry Plaza party on the 26th, so come out and see him on Saturday. If you're going to the Opry, get here early. We do Plaza parties. So much fun.
It's going to be a blast.
Jet's going to be on stage. Make sure you're following him on all the socials. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Jet Jurgensmeyer here on WSM.
Is a little bit of you, a little love is all I need.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome in. It's Coffee Country and Cody. We are talking about all things entertainment, and we have a lot of music and Hall of Fames to talk about. What was that? That was loud.
It's about a second and a half of Jet Jurgensmeyer. Okay.
Well, it is Monday, and one of us has been gone for quite a while, so I'm happy to be back and trying to figure out exactly how we do this again. It's like riding a bicycle if the bicycle was backwards and had one pedal.
Well, we went on separate vacations, too.
Yeah.
I went, and then you immediately went, so we have not really seen each other for about 3 weeks. So,
what's your name?
Yeah, I don't know really this morning. So. Hi, I'm Zach Bennett. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. Okay, Country Music Hall of Fame. They added 3 more to the ranks last night. This was a special ceremony. Medallion ceremony took place here in Nashville last night. Congratulations to John Anderson, to James Burton, and to the family of the late, great Toby Keith, all now members of the Country Music Hall of Fame. They are numbers 153, 154, and 155 inducted. So the ceremony itself is an invitation-only type of situation. They don't have a live stream. And it's so incredible because the people that come out to perform on behalf of the inductees, monster stars, and you'll never see it unless you're in the room, which is really crazy. For John Anderson last night, let's see, who was there? Sean Camp came out. We also had Del McCrory Band, Lucinda Williams, and the medallion presentation was Bobby Braddock. Isn't that cool? Then also for Toby Keith, Post Malone showed up. He performed I'm Just Talking About Tonight. Eric Church was there doing Don't Let the Old Man In. Blake Shelton sang a medley of I Love This Bar and Red Solo Cup. And the medallion was presented by Randy Owen. And then James Burton. This is the one that I'm like, just so outside of the box. Elvis Costello was there. And he performed with John Jorgensen. They did Believe What You Say. Brad Paisley was there. He performed. Country Music Hall of Fame members Vince Gill, Emmylou Harris, along with Rodney Crowell, were all there doing Till I Gain Control Again. Keith Richards, Vince Gill, Emmylou Harris, and Steve Jordan performed I Can't Dance. And the medallion was presented by Vince Gill. I mean, Keith Richards and Elvis Costello in the same set.
I know. Pretty cool, right?
It's so cool. So congratulations to our new members of the Country Music Hall of Fame.
And John Anderson will be at Opry Country Classics on Thursday night at the Opry. He'll be the spotlight artist. So that's really cool.
And what an intro Bill will have to give to say.
Country Music Hall of Famer.
Country Music Hall of Famer. There it is. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not to be outdone. They inducted members over the weekend as well, including Peter Frampton, who lives here in Nashville. You haven't had a chance to meet Peter yet, but just an incredible human overall.
He's on my bucket list of people I would love to sit down and chat with.
There's a long list of people who were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but of course, we're always interested in the country music connections. Keith Urban was there to play on behalf of Peter, and I didn't realize how far back they go. They have history together. Here's what Peter had to say about Keith Urban.
Keith I met very early on when I moved there the first time in the mid-90s. So that was before he'd had any success. And apparently, I don't remember this, but he tells me we wrote something together. But I've known him for so long, and he's such a dear, sweet guy and a great performer, and he's so successful. I'm so thrilled for him. So wonderful guitar player, singer, and songwriter.
That's pretty cool. When you have somebody like Peter Frampton say that about you, Keith needs to keep that as his ringtone. I would, for sure. So congratulations to all who were inducted into the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A Tribe Called Quest, Mary J. Blige, Cher, Kool and the Gang were other inductees along with Peter Frampton. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Morgan Wallen. He's got this new festival that he is set to launch. If you want to go and hang out on the beach with Morgan, you can do it. It's going to be happening in May 16th through the 18th of 2025. It is the Sand in My Boots Festival. And I believe I have some breaking news. I think, let me check here. I just got an email confirming who is going to be on the lineup. Here we go. Morgan Wallen, Post Malone, Brooks and Dunn, and Hardy.
Oh, wow.
Those are your headliners.
Well, this thing's going to sell out pretty fast.
Yeah. Riley Green, Bailey Zimmerman, T-Pain, Diplo, Wiz Khalifa, The War on Drugs, 2 Chainz, Chase Rice, 3 6 Mafia, Three Doors Down, Ella Langley, Ernest, Morgan Wade, and Moneybagg Yo. I don't know Moneybagg Yo.
No.
I do think it's funny that they have 3 6 Mafia and Three Doors Down crushed up against each other. So that'll be on the 3 stage at 3 o'clock. Everybody go see it. But yeah, that was the lineup. It was just announced. So if you want to be a part of that, May 16th through the 18th, 2025 in Gulf Shores.
Too bad Three Dog Night doesn't tour anymore.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Get the complete threesome there.
Happy Back to the Future Day, everybody. So we were talking about this earlier. Today is many days. It's National Apple Day. So if you're, celebrating, eat an apple. It's also National Frog Day.
Or a pie.
Or pie.
Apple, not frog.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad you clarified. But it is Back to the Future Day. Happy Back to the Future Day.
4:29 p.m. on Wednesday, October 21st, 2015.
2015? You mean we're in the future?
We're in the future. Do you remember what that movie showed that was like so futuristic? First of all, they had the hoverboard.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he have like something with his sneakers? There was something where his sneakers like inflated, which we actually do have now.
Oh yeah, the pump, right? The on the tongue,
which we have. Mm-hmm. I remember the fruit was above in the kitchen, and they would say something, and the fruit would descend, and then they would eat it, and it would go back up into the ceiling.
And I just looked. October 21st, 2015, really was a Wednesday.
Oh,
so they got that little detail correct.
That's great. They had the dehydrated food where you put it in the microwave and it would just puff up kind of thing. So I just wonder how many of the inventions from the future are actually happening.
I just remember how cool I thought the DeLorean was with the doors opening, like wings.
There's somebody not too far from where I live that has one and he drives it around. And I'm like, wow, that thing's pretty cool still to this day. If you see a DeLorean out there, wish them happy Back to the Future Day. And it's also on Broadway right now. So if you want to go see Back to the Future as a musical, it's available. You can go check it out or just watch it tonight at home.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Seeing this lady, especially when she just walks in bright and shiny. Hello, Tiera Kennedy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. I love, too, when we get to show off our brand new digs, and you haven't been here yet.
This is fancy. I love it.
That's the best way to put it. Because you've been with us many times at our old studio in the hotel, which wasn't fancy.
It was special, and this is even more special. I'm sitting on the rectangle.
Yes.
We love this.
Thank you. She's trying to help us make
We're going to make that a thing.
Yes.
It hasn't caught on like the circle yet, but it will.
Well, we're hoping that it will.
Yeah.
So congrats on this new release. This is awesome.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad it's finally here. I feel like I've been working on on Rooted, this record, for a while. And so for it to be in everyone's hands and to see the reactions to this project has been really special.
So take us back when you started putting this together. Has this been, what's the oldest song on the project?
Oh, man. The oldest song, probably You Don't Get It. I wrote that song like 4 years ago.
Okay.
So when we were putting the project together, I kind of went back into the archives, digging back into the sound that kind of started it all for me, which is that R&B country sound.
Yeah.
And so I went back and I listened to some of my older songs, and it just felt like they felt like the vibe. And so, yeah, there are a couple songs that are like 4 years old.
That's great though, because I always feel like there are people that are writing and they write a song and they're like, I just don't know what to do with it, so I'll just put it over here. But then the song finds its way.
Yes. Yeah. I think the thing in town is to like write a bunch of songs, and like people write, I don't know, like 100 songs for their project, and only a few can make it.
Right.
And I'm like, every song is so special to me, and so I dig back into the archives all the time because I'm like, it was special at the moment, and it's still special now. I want people to hear it.
There you go. Okay, so Rooted is out now. Charlie and I were talking about this. You've done projects, but is this really the first full-length album?
Yeah, this is my first
album.
Impossible. Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I put this record together last year, and then I left my label and kind of revamped the project, and so that kind of made it take a little longer. But good things take time. I'm glad that I sat on it and really made it exactly what I wanted it to be.
So is this version, obviously there's some freedom with that, right?
So much freedom,
is this more what you wanted it to be?
Yes, absolutely. The first time around when we made the record, I had a big old team behind me, and you got to make some compromises. And I wasn't fully happy with the record, but now I look at what we've created and it feels 100% me, and like I get excited to listen to my own record. So yeah, there is so much freedom, and it feels right.
In doing this on your own, there's a lot of freedom, but there's also a whole lot of responsibility.
Yes.
And there's probably a big chunk of it that you're like, oh, wow, okay, I hadn't anticipated that. What are you learning along the way? Because it's for sure a learning process.
It is. It's such a learning process, but I'm so thankful that there are so many people in this town that I like, so many friends that have just guided me along the way. And I'm just like, I call them up and I'm like, what would you do in this situation? And, just helping me through it. But it's like release day of the album, like we had a show, but I was also like uploading things and responding to emails, and it's like that the independent side of it, like it is a lot more work. But when the project came out, I was like, oh wow, we did it.
Yes.
It's so much more fulfilling.
Oh, that's such a great feeling. I love that. So when you were putting it together, was there an overarching theme? How did it all come together? I feel like for people doing a full-length album, sometimes it's writing a book, sometimes it's putting a puzzle together. Which one feels like it was the right fit for you?
Oh man, well, when we put it together the first time, it was still called Rooted, but it was more so an album about my roots growing up.
Yeah.
And this album is still that, but after leaving my label, I really did have this newfound freedom and confidence in myself and in my music. And so then the album became more so about the literal definition of the word, which is to be firmly fixed and to stand strong. And so when we started picking the songs, I really wanted it to tell that story of, finding your inner confidence.
Oh, that's great. And so fitting for you. That's perfect.
Yeah. I when I decided that I wanted to put out a project, I didn't just want it to be a collection of songs. I wanted it to mean something. And so, we really took the time to have intentionality behind every single song and just the meaning of the project overall.
Well, it's an interesting day and time, too, because if this were even a decade earlier or 15 years earlier, you can kind of get lost in the shuffle. But now, there's 75,000 people who follow you on Instagram and 50,000 plus on TikTok, and you can still connect with people so easily.
Yeah. And, I just got off a run of shows in LA and Texas and playing the record live for the first time. And that was kind of my first time getting to play in front of people that I have been DMing on Instagram, and, to get to meet everyone in person and to know that these people are real, there are actually people listening to my music. It means a lot, because that's who it's about at the end of the day.
Speaking of gigs, you're at the Opry this Saturday. Yes. We should point that out. That's always a special stage.
Yeah.
But you got a couple of gigs coming up with Nelly in December.
Oh my gosh.
You worked with Nelly?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I actually got to ride with him. Maybe it was last year or the year before, and that was like my first time ever meeting him. Which, it's Nelly. So it was really cool. So yeah, I'm very pumped to play a couple of shows with him. It's gonna be fun.
There's some people that when you walk in the room, the person is just so the person they are. Yes, you are so Nelly.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's Nelly. Yeah, he had his posse. Like he was super cool. Yeah.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Coffee, Country, and Cody, and we are hanging out with Tiera Kennedy, who has a brand new album, a full-length album out. It's Rooted. This has been a long time coming. Now, in the past were they just EPs? How did it all work? Because I felt like you had stuff out, so I didn't realize it was not a full-length album back then.
I've put singles out, I've put EPs out, but they all were just like songs that I loved that I put out.
Right.
And I really felt like now in life and in my career, I felt like I had something to say. And so I wanted to put out a full body of work.
That's got to be a fabulous feeling, an intimidating feeling, like all of the emotions all wrapped up into one the night that it comes out.
Yes, all the things. I mean, but also leading up to it, because again, like doing it independent, it's like, oh, this, like, I hope this works. I hope people love this.
Yeah.
And so the night it came out and, seeing that people were listening and seeing that people were loving it. And I think my favorite thing has been seeing, like, which songs are people's favorites, because they've all been different, which I'm like, yes, that's the goal.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
What would you have guessed would have been the most popular, and then what is the most popular? Is it kind of the same?
Yes, kind of. So Can't Hold My Country, a lot of people loved that before it came out. And there's a song called I'd Look Good in That Truck that is my truck song, but it is not the kind of truck song that you would expect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
I like a take on a truck song.
So it officially came out last Friday. Were you up Thursday night at like 11:59 waiting for midnight when it actually, although Central Time, maybe it hits at like 11, so you don't have to stay up quite as late.
Yeah, well, so I was in LA playing a showcase for the project, and so I think it came out at
like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, and my husband Cameron, he was with me, and he was like, "Your record comes out in like 20 minutes," and I was like, "Wait, what? I thought it came out at 11." Forgetting like completely where we were. So yeah, it was a lot of emotions. All at once.
But that's cool too, because then you weren't like stressed about it. You
Exactly.
weren't thinking of it the whole entire time.
Yeah, 100%.
By the way, congratulations on the feature on Blackbird on Cowboy Carter.
Thanks.
How did that call come about?
Out of the blue. Completely out of the blue, which I feel like that's like how this industry works, right? I was so excited that she was putting out a country album, and like in the back of my head I was like, it would be so cool to somehow work with her. I didn't even know what that would look like, and so when I got that call, I mean still to this day I can't wrap my brain around it. She's like favorite artist. So
have
really
you guys
cool.
met face to face yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. So like all of my collaborations, I've got a collab with Jordan on my record, and
Jordan
we haven't
Sparks?
met yet.
Yes.
So it's gonna be special when I get to meet the both of them.
That's going to be an incredible night.
I will cry. Yes, and you will see all of the posts.
Here's the really cool thing about it, though. Think about this. Like, if any of us were in the same room with somebody like Beyonce, we're walking up, we're like, oh my God, this is so intimidating. Yeah. She already knows who you are. Like, that's such
true. Stop.
I know, right? But that is a cool feeling. Like, you can walk up and say hi.
Yeah,
I'm so happy I finally get to meet you. Since
yeah,
we've worked together.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And also, I think, at this point in my career, to be recognized by an artist like that is really cool. Because, I still, I walk into rooms sometimes and I'm like, do I really belong here? And and so, when moments like that happen, it's really special. It's motivating.
My great fear is I become Chris Farley from Saturday Night Live. And it's like, you're Paul McCartney and you're in the Beatles.
Yeah.
And you're at a loss for words.
See, but I'll either be speechless or just start crying, which both are probably not great.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Good morning and welcome in, everybody. It's Coffee, Country, and Cody. Kelly Sutton here with entertainment headlines, and we are talking about a new festival just in time for you to get tickets. It won't happen till May, but that's how we plan things now. You have to buy them months and months in advance. This one's going to be on the beach, and a lot of people are going to want to go.
It's going to be May before we realize it. It's not that far.
It is. It does. Yeah. No, it's not even Christmas yet.
Well, it's not even Halloween yet, but
that's true.
But it does go fast.
It does go really fast.
So this could be your 2025 could be your year of the festival because you already know you're going to be at Stagecoach.
Yeah.
And you've talked about doing C2C.
I really have.
You could just add this to your list. It could happen. It could be Kelly Fest 2025.
You guys come along for the ride. Buy your tickets now. So Morgan Wallen has put this in motion. It is Sand in My Boots Festival. If there is a, wonderful place to have a festival, I think on the shore of a beautiful beach would be a perfect setting, don't you? This is going to be in Gulf Shores, Alabama. And it was just announced literally a few hours ago who is going to be a part of this. Morgan Wallen, Post Malone, Brooks and Dunn, and Hardy all set to headline. It's 3 nights. You're also going to get Riley Green, Bailey Zimmerman, T-Pain, Diplo, Wiz Khalifa, The War on Drugs, 2 Chainz, Chase Rice, 3 6 Mafia, and 3 Doors Down. Which I'm like, those couldn't be further away from me.
Well,
I love that they put them next to each other.
One balances out the other.
Yes. Ella Langley is going to be there, Ernest, Morgan Wade, and Moneybagg Yo.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know Moneybagg Yo, but apparently I'm going to. So slated for May 16th through the 18th, 2025.
Do we think Moneybagg Yo is a person or a group of people under the moniker of Moneybagg Yo?
I'm going to say probably just a person.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
You've piqued my curiosity.
Don't know. Okay, you look him up. Moneybagg with 2 G's, by the way. All one word. And Yo is the second.
Oh, yeah, he's very much a one person.
He's very much a one person. Yes. That's what I figured. Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about another one person who is covering another person's song with the help of 2 other people. So 4 people in the mix on this one. It's Lee Brice. He's covering a Trace Adkins song with the help of Dolly Parton and also newcomer Scott Hastings. Now, Scott was with us before he made his Grand Ole Opry debut, which is very, very cool. The song is one that you've heard on Trace's album back in 2008. It was on his album X. It was also later re-released on the definitive Greatest Hits. It's called Till the Last Shot's Fired. There's Scotty Hastings with us as he did his Grand Ole Opry debut. Incredible story. As we mentioned, a survivor who was shot 6 times in the line of duty. And survived miraculously. So just happy to see that he is getting to work with some really cool names. That's impressive.
Dolly's one for the bucket right there, right? That's pretty cool, the bucket list.
And we didn't hear the little part where she comes in, but definitely check out Till the Last Shot's Fired. That is new from Lee Brice. Kelsey Ballerini has new stuff on the way. Her album Patterns is coming out on the 25th, and this is album release week, so you're going to see her everywhere. She also has released another song, just a little teaser to the album. It's called First Rodeo. She's going to be at Madison Square Garden next week. That is sold out. First time she's ever been there. And our girls, Tiger Lily Gold, are opening for her.
I saw they were so thrilled when they got the news about that.
That's going to be
pretty
really
cool.
special. So I'll be there for that really quick. It's a in and out trip, but I couldn't miss seeing her at Madison Square Garden. So we'll be going.
You flying Southwest?
I am.
Keep her fingers crossed. Good weather. Yep.
Good weather,
Yep.
and I'm on the first flight back.
Oh, I've heard they have totally redone LaGuardia, and it's
beautiful.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, I've been in it probably 5 times now.
Since they've redone it?
Yes.
Oh, last
And
time I
it's
was there,
gorgeous.
they had not redone it.
No, it's great. It's really, really.
Okay.
It's kind of fancy now. You'd like it.
Oh.
It's bougie like you.